Gen V every
main SUPEs that we were introduced to up again. With Gen V coming to an end and us finally seeing most of the characters showcase their powers and abilities, I thought it was about time to put all of the main SUPEs that we were introduced to up against each other and see which ones were the most powerful out of them all. So with that, let's get into it. Here is Gen V, every SUPE and power ranked. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers.
I don't even know what
Number
Jordan's
13,
power is.
Harper. Coming in last place on this list is Harper. This was a SUPE that we didn't see that much in this season of the show, and there was only the occasional scene where she'd be included. Harper essentially has a tail that she's able to utilize like she would an extra limb.
But I'm telling you, My Hero is just literally, My Hero, I mean, Gen V is literally just My Hero Academia. But more retarded and more like dicks exploding and shit. Look, tail guy. Forgot the guy's name. She's literally this guy. Guy with the tail, but just as a woman. That's disgusting, by the way. Cut that shit off.
Almost resembles and mirrors a rat's tail. It's a power that is pretty redundant and useless, and the only thing that makes her power worthy of having V inside of her is the fact that she has a durability level that tends to come with V in one's blood. So she's able to withstand attacks that have the potential of killing regular humans. So she definitely deserves to be last on this list. Number 12, Tech Knight. Now the thing with Tech Knight is that his powers are actually very interesting and extremely impressive. Grand scheme of
wasn't this the guy who like put his holes and stuff?
All of the SUPEs that exist in the world, his wouldn't really work well in an all-out battle, as he's more focused within the mind and it doesn't really inflict any damage onto an individual. He has great instincts and is able to read the subject in front of him due to his enhanced superhuman
Imagine getting compound V, but you just get a fucking technique power.
Senses, which consists of vision, deduction, and smell. He's able to focus on things extremely minute, such as a bead of sweat, which would work as a key indicator to find out whether or not an individual is lying. That also paired with his other senses, he can work out the truth and piece together a narrative which is focused around an individual. Whilst his powers are cool, they definitely work better behind the scenes. He also has a massive weakness where he has the urge to grab any object that has a hole in, and you know what? Something which is a pathetic weakness. Number 11, The Incredible Steve. Now this is where we get to the ones that actually work well in a battle. The Incredible Steve was a character that we only really ever saw once, but he looked like he could be a force to be reckoned with, despite being obliterated by Golden Boy. Incredible Steve has an extreme amount of superhuman strength, is able to withstand attacks due to—
The guy who walked into the other room that can disappear by being this.
Incredible Steve has an extreme amount of superhuman strength, is able to withstand attacks due to his durability, and he's also able to heal damaged body parts and reattach them if they ever get pulled off. So he could be a good person to have by your side in a battle. Number 10, Maverick. Maverick is a character that's definitely more memorable due to his comedic moments, but in being the son of Translucent, he has pretty much the same powers as him, and he was part of the Seven, so he does have some good powers. We saw that Maverick has the ability to go invisible, and he also has the ability to fight well too. However, his durability levels aren't that extreme like many other SUPEs due to being wiped out by Marie quite easily with one hit, so he's not the strongest at all. However, his ability to go undetected is something that warrants him being higher than some others. Number 9, Polarity. Now Polarity exhibits the same powers as what his son Andre does, which is the manipulation of magnetism, extreme strength and extreme durability. However, what puts Polarity lower down on the list is the fact that he has stronger weaknesses. We saw that every time that he used his powers, his brain weakened slightly, and if he continued using his powers, it would slowly kill him. Plus, the fact that Polarity was relatively corrupt and didn't fight to be a hero, but he decided to be more of a celebrity, it showed that his skill level probably wouldn't be that high. Number 8, Rufus. Rufus definitely has some strong and interesting powers, and there's some that are very similar to Kate's. Rufus is able to look inside of people's minds, see their weaknesses and use them against them. As well as that, he's also able to cause his subjects to black out, whilst also wiping their memories and getting them to wake up in a completely different location. He apparently also has clairvoyance, which means that there's a part of him that's able to locate things that other people are looking for, such as Marie's sister. He could probably use his powers to locate Marie's sister if she wanted him to. Number 7, Emma. Now we're on to Gen V's version of the Seven. Emma does have great powers, but they're ones that I think take time to get going. She needs food nearby, and also it takes her time to recover. Emma is able to get extremely large when she eats food, and she can quite literally get to the size of a house, maybe even bigger, and she also has the ability to get extremely small too, to the point where she can walk under a door and enter inside of somebody's ear, a power that we saw did have devastating effects. But for me, the thing that puts this one so low is the fact that it's not reactionary. It takes time for her to get big and also to get small. So in a scenario that required immediate attention, she'd have to take herself off before her powers could be exhibited. We were teased a different way in the season finale when she was crying, but still, in the moment, she can't just switch them on. Number 6, Andre. Andre is an extremely powerful individual. He has the same powers as his father and is essentially the boy's version of Magneto. Whilst also having extreme strength and also extreme durability, he has the mindset of a superhero and wants to actually use his powers for good. We saw him use his powers a couple of times in the show, and whilst doing so, we witnessed that his main weakness was Sam, as in a situation where it was one-on-one, he was the weaker individual, but when it came to saving the day and preventing the helicopter from crashing down and killing the people inside, and also the people on the ground, his powers worked to good effect. So I would say that he has a good balance. Number 5, Kate. Coming in 5th place is Kate. We saw just how powerful she was in the season finale of Gen V. She single-handedly caused Godolkin to fall to its knees and was able to release the SUPEs that were in captivity. She got Sam to go crazy with his attacks, got Shetty to end things, got past the guards, and also got Maverick to battle Marie. So she's definitely a force to be reckoned with, making people do what she wants whilst also entering people's minds and hearing their thoughts is something which truly does give her the control over the people that are in front of her. She can force people to enter her mind and she can kill them whilst inside of it too, whilst in reality they're just lying, vulnerable on the ground. Her major downfall though is her lack of defense from an attack from afar. But in close contact, one touch from her and you'd be under the influence and you could be ended in a matter of seconds. It's an extremely strong and underrated power because it's not physical.
But powers like that, yeah, if you find anyone far who's faster than you, or like, I don't know, throw shit at you, you're done. Like Homelander throws, like, this guy's gonna grab metal, dash it in your head, then you're done.
Number 4, Jordan. Jordan is a SUPE that I think is extremely powerful, and I don't think we got a true reflection of just how powerful they were in the first season of the show. Jordan has the ability to switch gender, which makes up one part of their abilities, but each gender gives them a different set. Jordan is able to shoot out energy blasts, which is one of the main things that we saw in the show, and they're also good in close combat situations as they have good agility, strength, and the ability to ground themselves onto the floor, which makes it near impossible to move them. There's an arm to their power that makes them bulletproof too. They held their own against Sam, which was something that was impressive to see. As well as that, they have extreme superhuman strength and the ability to heal quickly, as we saw that they withstood that bullet and they weren't impacted in the slightest. Number 3, Golden Boy. Coming in 3rd place is the SUPE that was lightest.
If I could change gender. You know what the first
Number
thing I'm
3,
doing,
Golden Boy. Coming in 3rd place is the SUPE that was deemed to be the next in the 7 and was the number 1 ranked student. However, due to events that occurred in the show as the story developed, in my overall ranking, it's put him at 3rd on the list. Luke's main powers is that he's able to manipulate fire, engulf himself in flames, and use the flames to fly in the sky, and he's also immune to fire too, something which was extremely unique in the show. Outside of that, he also has extreme strength and durability, which was something that made him beat every SUPE that was in front of him in episode 1, showing that he was stronger than them all. One main reason as to why Luke was so powerful though was because Luke's powers were being augmented because he was getting some of his brother's blood put inside of him, which contained Compound V, an individual that was more powerful than him. Number 2, Sam. Sam's powers have been compared to that of Queen Maeve's. We saw that Sam has extreme superhuman strength and is an individual that nobody wants to be on the receiving end of a punch from. One hit from him is said to kill individuals if he uses full force, and we saw that on multiple occasions when he did it on the guards. As well as that, he has extreme durability, meaning that he virtually feels nothing when in a fight with somebody. Plus, he can also withstand the attacks from other SUPEs as we saw when he was at Dr. Cardossa's house. Sam also has the ability to utilize the sheer strength and force that he can generate to jump extremely far and high, something which we saw him do a couple of times. Number 1. Marie. Marie is most definitely the most powerful
I'd have put Marie over Sam, just yet.
SUPE in the entirety of the show, holding the ability which enables her to be a bloodbender. We saw the full potential of what she can do in this first season. She's able to generate ropes of blood which come from her. She can sense where somebody season. She's able to generate ropes of blood which come from her. She can sense where somebody is by sensing the blood when it's moving around their body. She can cause an individual to explode due to making the blood burst out of them.
Yeah,
she can use other people's...
Wait, I forgot about that shit. Maybe she is number 1.
Cause an individual to explode due to making the blood burst out of them.
She would be like top 4 in the 7. Now she would be top 3 in the 7.
She can use other people's blood and shoot it with enough force to penetrate skin. Plus, she can also
Only
cause...
people who are stronger than her. Homelander, Soldier Boy. Probably like... Yeah, that's probably it. Who's stronger than her? Nobody else is stronger than her. A-Train's getting fucking... She's just gonna pop his legs. Actually, no, that popping head lady, she's strong as shit. But she doesn't count.
An individual's blood to stop circulating around their body, causing them to die instantly. Whilst we've not seen her master these powers, she's only just discovered them, and she was still the most powerful by far. So once she's mastered them, she'll not only be the most powerful SUPE in Gen V, but she could be one of the most powerful SUPEs, period. So Marie comes top. Who do you think is the most powerful? Leave a comment down below.
This is definitely either her or Sam. There's no question. They're top 2 easily.